Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of Electric Forest 2024 ticket on sale, as well as chatting a little bit about the changes we know about so far. So if you guys weren't aware, this week tickets start going on sale. Loyalty pre-sale begins as early as Monday, December 4th up through Friday the 8th. So depending on how many forests you've attended, you might be able to buy early this year. We've also started to get some teasers into what might be new for next year. So I'm going to dive into the AMA they just did on Reddit. They revealed a little bit of information on there. So I'm going to pop up some screenshots from that. I do want to plug the podcast episode I did last year. It's an hour long, but it is fully detailed into everything you need to know about the ticket breakdown. So of course there are some changes for this year, but definitely go back and watch that. I will link it down below because it fully explains like each level of camping and what's included and what are add-ons and what you should buy. So if you're like, I don't even know where to begin with tickets, definitely watch that podcast episode. But today I'm kind of going to like skim the surface. We're going to go through the Instagram post that they shared and the Reddit AMA. So with all that being said, let's dive into today's video. So I'm going to pull up the post they just did. The dates for next year are June 20th through the 23rd. Quick disclaimer, I am planning on returning next year. I wasn't sure how 2024 was going to go, but I sadly missed it this past year. And our friends started talking. We were like, we got to go back. We missed it so much. So I am personally planning on doing GA RVs if we can get passes for that. So that is our game plan. And none of us have like loyalty or Four in the Forest or anything. But we all have attended. So we're either going to buy with general on sale on Friday, or if we can get a code from someone, we'll buy early. But that is my game plan. So I hope to see you guys in the forest next year. But as I mentioned, loyalty starts this Monday, December 4th through Friday, December 8th. Group camping will go on sale later. We'll get into that. Obviously, again, some add-ons, which will be available to do in spring 2024 will include forest food favorites like the Good Life brunch you can get, different experiences, a locker on sale, and then official shuttles. Those will be offered again this year. So they shuttle from different cities and airports. So that's always an option for you guys. And then here's a quick breakdown of the wristband. So obviously, starting at the bottom is GA camping, which you bring your own tent, your own supplies, all of that. There's a huge area for that. Then there's GA enhanced packages. So we'll look at the map in a little bit, but those are just different areas in the forest. So some of them might have more shading with trees. Some might have tent set up for you, so you don't have to bring your tent. Some of them might be the RVs with power versus RVs without. So there are enhanced packages that you can get that are a little bit more expensive, but it depends on your budget and what kind of comfort you want to have. And then Good Life. So think of Good Life as like VIP experience. These are much more expensive this year, but those range everything from VIP area tenting, which you still bring your own tent and supplies, but you have access to the whole Good Life area. Then again, there's Good Life glamping, there's bungalow tents, there's Good Life RVs. So they're in a completely separate area on the map. So again, if you just buy any Good Life wristband, you will get access to that whole like VIP area, which is completely separate from GA. And then there's Good Life enhanced packages, as I mentioned. Like if you've had 10 in the forest, you can get access to like all kinds of like really crazy setups and stuff. So let's look at the map, because the map from this past year is definitely different. And again, I didn't go, so I didn't get to experience this in person, but I did notice some things like right off the bat. So I'm going to pop up 2023 and 2024 next to each other here. So the first thing I did notice is that group camping and GA camping kind of switched. So now group camping, which was on the bottom, I did group camping in 2022. That's now above GA camping. And then there's a small section of GA camping like up in the top left, which is like out in the fucking boondocks. You know what I mean? Like that's if you get there really late and you're put all the way in the back. It's going to be a very long walk to get to the festival. But yeah, that was interesting. So group camping looks pretty large and it's now moved above. And then GA camping is like straight across the middle. And then at the bottom, Lucky Lake camping, which I believe was new this past year, looks pretty similar. They just cut out that like bottom section, so the area looks like a little bit smaller and more condensed to me. And this includes the camping and RV setups as well. And obviously you have access to Lucky Lake there, which is really cool. And then I would say the Maplewoods and Effortless pretty much in the same spot. Like doesn't look like much changes there. However, there's a tiny section in the middle now that says Maple Woods and Effortless Camping parking, which I don't think that was there. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys have been to Forest a lot. This looks new. This wasn't on the map last year, so it looks like you'll be able to drive your car up and park right there next to where you're camping, which is really nice. GA RVs look like they're in the exact same area. So if you're going to do RVs like I'm planning to do, we'll be in this area. And then Camp Higher Love, same area. They added a little bit more to the top of it. I don't see Camp Hush, and I saw people asking questions about that. So I don't know if that's moved or not on this map, or if they're not doing Camp Hush. And that was just like a quiet area. So if you were going to camp here, obviously it's like quiet hours at night so people can actually sleep. And then moving over to the Good Life section, I didn't see much different here other than like the Sherwood court looked like it extended out a little to the right last year. So this looks a little bit smaller in that area. AC Landing is exactly the same. And then the Good Life and Back 40 and stuff, like that all looks pretty much the same. So the VIP areas look the same. So a couple things changed here, but not too much. So that's interesting on that. Then moving on to the wristbands and the on sale. So really quickly, I'll say this. And again, the podcast will dive more in depth on this. But again, there are different add-ons you can get to your wristband. So if you want to just do the basic thing and just get a GA wristband, totally can do that. That's obviously like the cheapest option. And by cheapest, I mean it starts at like $600. So the prices this year are like insanely high. But that would include your 4-day wristband and then obviously like a spot to camp. If you want to do early arrival, which is what we did, you can buy passes. So you can come as early as Tuesday if you want. I came on Wednesday and loved it. And that was like one pass you bought for your whole car. So one of us like bought the early arrival pass and we presented that when we got there, and then that counted for our whole car. So we didn't all have to go buy early arrival. So just know that. Same thing with like an RV pass. You don't all have to buy an RV pass, one RV pass for your whole RV, and that will count. And then again, with RV, you can decide if you want power or not. It's, you know, a significant change in how much it costs. So just decide if you guys want power access or not. We're not going to go with power. We're just going to go on our own, free ball it. So we'll see how that goes. But those are all things that you can do. And then again, Good Life has enhanced experiences that you can purchase later, like the brunch and different things like that. Now I want to get into what is new for 2022. So obviously if you've gone this past year, they took your feedback into consideration. I know there were like a lot of hits and misses, and they heard you. So they're going to make some changes, and we're going to talk a little bit about group camping first. So for group campers, which I do recommend, like I said, I did that in 2022. That was my first forest, and I really liked the group camping experience. So what is new for you guys, early arrival is included, which is awesome. So you can get there as early as Tuesday if you want. So let's talk group camping really quickly. Essentially, you get an assigned space. So how it works is you need to have a group of 20 people or more, and you assign someone as your group leader. So pick the most organized, responsible person. Our guy Peyton had Google spreadsheets filled out. Like, we were ready to go. So just make sure you have 20 people who are ready to go. You all need to buy a GA pass. So make sure you all do that. So you still need to sit in line when general on sale goes on. Make sure you secure a GA festival pass. That's all you got to worry about. Then your group leader, he's the only one who's going to buy a group camping pass. And then essentially what that will do is later group camping will go on sale. I forget when it was last time. It might have been like January or February, but it went on sale later. And essentially, the group camp leader will get a link, and they will send that out to all of you guys, and you'll use that link to lock in your spot in the group camp. And then once 20 of you lock in your spot, your group camping is secured. So if only 15 of you sign up, your group camp is not secured yet. You need to lock it in with those 20 or more people. There's camps of like 100 people, but that's what you got to know for group camping. Get a group leader. They're the only one that needs to get the group camping pass, and then they're going to provide that like link for you later, and you're all going to sign up for it. And then once you have 20 of you, you'll lock in your spot. And then later down the line, like much closer to the festival, they assign you to different camping spots. So that's the beautiful thing about that. You don't have to stress about where you're going to be really. In GA, it's like first come, first serve. But with group camping, you're assigned a lot, and they will show you a map with like your group camp name, which those names are hysterical. So think of something creative. But yes, that's a lot of group camping, but it's awesome. Leave me questions down below if you need help. But all that's new for you guys is that early arrival is included. Like I said, when we did group camping, I had to buy an early arrival pass. So it's included. You guys can come in as early as Tuesday if you want to and start setting up in your assigned lot space. Also, for your vehicles, once you guys lock in your spot, you will get a vehicle pass for every 3 members of your group, and you'll just put that on your car and that will let you get in there. So that's something to think about. Payment plans are available, you guys. Definitely take advantage of them. That's what I did, especially, again, tickets are really expensive this year. So if you need help, definitely do payment plans, put down what you can and pay off the rest later. And then again, some dates to keep in mind. If you are 10 in the forest, so if you've attended 10 forests or more, you can buy on December 4th. If you've done 7 in the forest or more, you can buy December 5th. 4 in the forest or more, December 6th. And then Good Life and GA loyalty members can buy on Thursday, December 7th. And then the public on sale. So if you've never gone before, you don't have any loyalty codes or anything, December 8th. Now, like I said, I've gone before, but I did not register my wristband apparently. And I didn't go last year, so I don't have a code anymore. You have to go like consecutively to get 4 forests, and then you have that for life. You will always get a code. If you've done 4 forests in a row or higher, doesn't matter if you skip a year, you'll always get a code. It's not the same if you've done 3 or less, or if you didn't register your wristband last year, you didn't get a code emailed to you. Again, if people aren't going, you can ask around and see if somebody can give you a loyalty code. That's what I did in like 2019 when I ended up buying. Otherwise, I'm like going to be sitting in line on December 8th, like trying to get a ticket for my friend. So just keep those dates in mind. Have your like alarm clock ready to go. There is an official exchange for your wristbands, guys. So if you can't go for any reason, if you need to sell it, go through Electric Forest, like official wristband exchange. As my friend Vibe with Aid says, if there's a will, there's a way. Don't stress right now if you don't get a ticket. I know so many people who like months later get a ticket because things come up. People get pregnant, like you never know. Things come up, so people will end up selling their tickets. So you never know if you'll be able to go. And I'll just do a side note, you can always apply for their different programs or apply to work for the festival. So in 2022, I ended up becoming a part of Forest's creator program, and I got a wristband through them. Plus, I had the wristband I bought, so I sold my old wristband. So you just never know. Like, things will happen and become available. But that is everything on there. Now, I want to quickly go through the Reddit AMA. I saw a couple things of note, but nothing too crazy. I'll link this down below, too. They just did it in Electric Forest Reddit. But somebody asked, what has HQ been focusing on for improvements to the venue this year? And Electric Forest responded, HQ is always listening to the Forest family's feedback and folding that into our ongoing plans. We strive to evolve the festival site year over year, endeavoring to keep growing the Electric Forest experience with meaningful updates to art, music, campgrounds, infrastructure, and logistics. Some specific upgrades you can expect to see in 2024, and that we can confirm at this time include enhanced parking and security in Lucky Lake campgrounds, custom shade structures, and enhancements to the sound system at Tripoli, which I know is a big issue this year, improvements to the flow within Sherwood Forest, expanded effortless camping, major upgrades to the Grand Arctique stage viewing areas, which is really exciting, and improved flow and space within the Dream Emporium, which was brand new last year, and I'm so excited to experience that in person. And it says, of course, an important piece of Electric Forest is the element of surprise and discovery, and as such, additional changes are meant to be experienced firsthand, which is really exciting. So other questions that came up, will this year, will we finally get shade at Tripoli? And they said, yes, HQ is working on custom designs that will provide shaded areas at Tripoli, which is exciting. Somebody else mentioned the sound again, and they said, yes, we hear you. We are working to improve the sound quality, especially the bass for Tripoli 2024. Somebody said, why did the umbrellas go away, and will we see something new here? And Forest HQ said, change and growth will always be a part of Electric Forest, and sometimes it doesn't work as we had hoped. HQ has heard your feedback, and the pathway from ranch to the forest will have a brand new art installation for 2024. Now, I feel like this can be interpreted anyway, and if I were on Forest HQ, because I totally get their side. They're like, we've done the umbrellas for so long. We tried something new. But I think they so clearly know that it was negatively received. Like, people were so underwhelmed with them that I feel like they're either going to find a happy medium where like they do the umbrellas again, but like elevated or different in some way, or they just straight up go back to the old umbrella setups because people fucking loved it so much. I feel like it's probably going to be like a happy medium in between so that it's still like new for people attending for the first time, but I feel like because of the demand for the umbrellas, I feel like the umbrellas are going to come back. And somebody said, why greatly reduce the 7 in the forest to 10 in the forest, what they got this year, the discounts. And they said, while loyalty benefits largely remain the same, HQ acknowledges the loyalty discounts are less than in years prior. This is a product of the program's success. As more loyal Forest family progress deeper through their loyalty journey, some things must adjust and change. What we hope and endeavor to always keep the same quality of the experience and its unique ability to foster the sort of community and connection that keeps us alive and coming back every year. And then I think this was one of the last few things. They talked about the dust. Somebody said, what measures are you going to put in place to combat the dust in 2024? Last year, that was a health hazard and a main concern for our group. I have to agree, because in 2022, the dust was so bad in some of the sections. You like literally could not breathe or see anything. So I have to agree with this comment. And HQ responded, 2023 saw some of the driest spring and early summers on record in Michigan, and such HQ used as much dust suppression as possible. Nonetheless, we were aware we were not able to fully overcome the dust on site. For 2024, we have reseeded, fertilized, and added additional irrigation to the grassland areas to help replenish the thick, lush fields that were affected by the drought. Additionally, HQ has a wood chip program within Sherwood Forest to help minimize the dust on the main pathways, and will again have full-time dust suppression trucks on site to continuously work on mitigating the dust as much as possible throughout the festival. So that's something you guys should know. Okay, last two things that were on the AMA. Somebody said, will Lucky Lake have designated camping spots this year? How many tents are allowed per spot? How much is Lucky Lakeside camping? How much is the option? And Forrest said, in 2024, Lucky Lake will again host peaceful walk-in, tent-only camping and waterfront RV spots with power. For those looking for a designated space, there are also the new lakeside camping packages. HQ has released an updated camping map to reflect the location of the Lucky Lake lakeside camping. And then lastly, someone asked, is the lineup going to be dropped soon via radio again? And HQ said it never hurts to be tuned into efradio.com. So I don't know, guys, maybe keep the radio open this week or next week, and maybe we're getting something pretty soon. All I know is I went back and looked, and the Forest lineup dropped December 4th last year, so we know it's coming ASAP. Anyway, you guys, that is everything for this video. I wanted to pack in as much information as possible. But again, if you want fully detailed info on ticketing options, how it works, what you need to buy, definitely check out the podcast episode on Rave Culture Cast from last year. Good luck buying tickets this year. May the forest be with us. Like, we just need all of the good vibes. But the forest always provides, and you will find a way. You know, when there is a will, there is a way. So I hope to see you out there next year. It's going to be amazing. Good luck buying tickets this week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Fall into you.